Hello, this is Marlene Sprague, Mrs. Sprague, reading to you about a curtain of spun silver. We're starting at page 132. It has the map of world religions. This map shows the major religions practiced in countries around the world. Christianity, which is Roman Catholic, Protestant, Eastern Orthodox. Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, non-religious. Page 133. A curtain of spun silver. A true story retold by Karen Wilt, illustrated by Kathy Flood. Many people in the world have been persecuted for their faith in God. This is a story of how God protected a man named Henry Havers, a pastor in Stambourne, England, in the 1600s. Now, England is across the ocean in Europe. Think as you read, how did God protect Mr. Havers? Page 134. Mr. Havers bowed to pray in the rustic chapel. Do you bow when you pray? The men, women, and children knelt on the rough wooden floor and joined him. They prayed for Archbishop Sheldon, who persecuted the little church and had tried to imprison Mr. Havers. He's not a very nice man, is he? They prayed for the families of the 10 men who had been arrested and might be put to death. Finally, they thanked God for his loving protection and care and for the salvation he gave in Christ Jesus. We have that, don't we? Mr. Havers hummed the closing hymn thoughtfully as the congregation rose to leave. 2 strong men slowly opened the door of the church. They crossed the creek just below the church and searched for soldiers who might be hiding nearby. At last they motioned for the others to come. Silently, the congregation hurried to their cottages in the nearby villages. At home, Mr. Havers opened his Bible and started to study God's Word. The Bible is God's words. Someone knocked loudly at the door. Mr. Havers rose and peeped through the peephole. And he opened the peephole. A young boy stood gasping for breath. He'd been running, hadn't he? His cheeks bright red and his eyes full of fear. "What is the matter?" Mr. Havers asked, lifting the latch. Page 135. "The men who work for Archbishop Sheldon just rode through the village looking for you," the boy held his side. "You must run, Mr. Havers. They are bad men and will not let you have a fair trial." Mr. Havers glanced toward the village and saw a cloud of dust. "See, they're on horseback and will be here any minute," the boy said. "Oh, please leave, Mr. Havers." The boy turned and raced to the gate. "Trust God," Mr. Havers called in his strong, deep voice. "He will protect us." Mr. Havers slipped his Bible inside his pocket, closed the door behind him, and dashed into the woods. Hooves thundered past him on the road. That means horses went past him. Out of sight, he ran toward the mill. As he crossed an open field, he heard a cry go up from the far road. The horseman had reached his empty house. Thank God he wasn't in the house. Mr. Havers dared run no further. Finding the house empty, the men would search the woods and fields. He slipped through an open door of the mill, searching for a place to hide. Only an empty kiln seemed big enough to crawl inside. Mr. Havers slid as far as possible into the dark shadows. but the sunlight poured in through an open window and lit up the entrance to the kiln. How do you say it, John? K-I-L-N? Kiln?
Kiln.
Kiln. As he lay curled up on the brick floor, panting for breath, a spider dropped across the opening, trailing a long thread behind her. It was a female spider. Back and forth the spider swung, attaching her silk to the top and sides in wider and wider circles. The long strands soon covered the opening of the kiln in a beautiful design. The web glistened like spun silver in the light from the window. Suddenly the door burst open. Heavy boots tramped across the floor. Mr. Havers held his breath. He had forgotten he was hiding as he watched the spider. He must be in here. I'll break his head when I catch him. I will, a gruff voice said. The steps moved closer to the kiln. It's no use to look in there. The old villain can never be there. Look at that spider's web. He could never have gotten in there without breaking it. Come on then, he must have escaped through the woods, the first voice said. The door closed. Mr. Havers waited until all was quiet. A curtain of spun silver to hide me, he murmured. Slipping through the spider web and escaping to safety, he paused briefly to thank the Lord for his protection brought about by a little spider and her web. Think and discuss. A curtain of spun silver. How did God protect Mr. Havers? Number 2. What is the main purpose of this story? To teach about how spiders build their webs? To show that God takes care of his people? To tell you good places to hide? Are you going to hide in a kiln and have a spider do a web? I don't have spiders in my house. Number 3. What did you learn from the map on pages 132 to 133? How should it encourage you to pray? And number 4, read Psalms 94, verse 14. How can this verse provide comfort in hard times? For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. Vocabulary words. Briefly, cottages, kiln, persecuted, rustic. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.